जीवनदायक। प्रकृति का दिया ये जल रूपी वरदान पृथ्वीवासियों के लिए सिर्फ एक विरासत नहीं बल्कि एक जिम्मेदारी है जिसे आने वाली पीढ़ी के लिए संभालना आवश्यक है और इस उद्देश्य की ओर पूरी निष्ठा से कार्य कर रहा है जल शक्ति मंत्रालय, भारत सरकार।
जल के बिना जीवन संभव नहीं। हमारी प्राचीन परंपरा में भी पानी के महत्व का वर्णन प्राप्त होता है। यजुर्वेद में कहा गया है, आपो हिष्ठा मोयो भव, अर्थात इस धरती को जीवन प्रदान करने वाला रस जल ही तो है। अनियोजित शहरीकरण ने तालाबों और झीलों जैसे जल संचय के परंपरागत तरीकों को लुप्त कर दिया है। हमारी आने वाली पीढ़ियों के लिए स्वस्थ और सुरक्षित जीवन के लिए करना जरूरी है।
जलवायु परिवर्तन के प्रभाव का विशेष ध्यान रखते हुए नेशनल एक्शन प्लान ऑन क्लाइमेट चेंज के तहत नेशनल वाटर मिशन की स्थापना की गई। राष्ट्रीय जल मिशन के प्रमुख उद्देश्य हैं जल का डेटाबेस सार्वजनिक रूप से प्रस्तुत रखना और जल संसाधनों पर जलवायु परिवर्तन के प्रभाव का आकलन करना, जल संरक्षण वृद्धि और संरक्षण के लिए नागरिक और राज्य कार्रवाई को बढ़ावा देना, शोषित क्षेत्रों सहित संवेदनशील क्षेत्रों पर ध्यान देना, 20% तक जल उपयोग कुशलता में वृद्धि करना और बेसिन स्तर के एकीकृत जल संसाधन प्रबंधन को बढ़ावा देना। जल संरक्षण हेतु 2019 में जल शक्ति अभियान की शुरुआत हुई।
जब किसी अभियान से जनता जुड़ी रहती है तो उसे कार्य की गंभीरता का पता चलता है, उसके सामर्थ्य का पता चलता है, उसके स्केल का पता चलता है, संसाधन कितने लगते उसका पता चलता है। इससे जनता में एक सेंस ऑफ ओनरशिप आती है और जो सेंस ऑफ ओनरशिप जो है ना, वो सफलता की सबसे बड़ी पूंजी होती है।
2021-22 में जल शक्ति अभियान कैच द रेन नामक एक खास कैंपेन शुरू किया गया। जल उपलब्धता सुनिश्चित करने हेतु प्रत्येक वर्ष एक मुख्य प्रसंग का अनुपालन किया जाता है। 2023 का मुख्य प्रसंग रहा पीने के पानी के सतत स्रोत, जिसका उद्घाटन भारत की राष्ट्रपति महामहिम श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू द्वारा किया गया और 2024 में जल शक्ति से नारी शक्ति इस सिद्धांत को प्रबल किया गया। राष्ट्रीय जल मिशन का मोटो है रेस्पेक्ट वाटर फॉर लाइफ, जिसकी ओर बढ़ते हुए जल प्रयोग क्षमता बढ़ाने के लिए जल शक्ति मंत्रालय द्वारा पूर्णतः समर्पित प्रभाग भी शुरू किया गया है, ब्यूरो ऑफ वाटर यूज एफिशिएंसी। ये ब्यूरो कृषि, उद्योग और घरेलू क्षेत्रों में जल उपयोग दक्षता को बढ़ावा देता है, जिसके तहत विभिन्न हितधारकों से जुड़ना अनिवार्य है ताकि कार्यान्वयन हेतु मानक विकसित किए जाएं, जल लेखा परीक्षा को सुगम बनाया जाए, जल पद चिन्हों की पहचान हो, सामुदायिक जुड़ाव को सुविधाजनक बनाया जाए, अनुसंधान को प्रोत्साहित किया जाए एवं राष्ट्रीय और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर वाटर यूज एफिशिएंसी में सर्वोत्तम प्रथाओं को प्रदर्शित किया जाए। राष्ट्रीय जल मिशन द्वारा एक महत्वपूर्ण पहल की गई है, राज्य विशिष्ट कार्य योजना यानी स्टेट स्पेसिफिक एक्शन प्लान, जिसका उद्देश्य है जल संरक्षण, अपव्यय को न्यूनतम करना और राज्यों के भीतर तथा उनके बीच जल के अधिक समान वितरण को सुनिश्चित करना, एकीकृत जल संसाधन विकास और प्रबंधन के माध्यम से जल सुरक्षा, स्थिरता और समता प्राप्त करना है। इसके तहत जल की उपलब्धता, उपयोग और विकास से जुड़े वर्तमान एवं पुराने आंकड़ों का गहन विश्लेषण किया जाता है एवं मौजूदा जल नीतियों, योजनाओं और सर्वोत्तम प्रथाओं की समीक्षा कर जलवायु परिवर्तन के प्रभाव को समझने और उससे निपटने के लिए रणनीतिक योजना बनाई जाती है। स्टेट स्पेसिफिक एक्शन प्लान तैयार करने के लिए राज्यों एवं केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों को राष्ट्रीय जल मिशन द्वारा वित्तीय सहायता भी प्रदान की जाती है। प्रमुख राज्यों को 50 लाख लाख रुपए की धनराशि एवं छोटे राज्यों एवं केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों को 30 लाख रुपए की धनराशि अनुदान के रूप में उपलब्ध कराई जाती है। एसएसएपी सूत्रीकरण के समन्वय और निगरानी के लिए राष्ट्रीय जल मिशन द्वारा 2 नोडल एजेंसीज को नियुक्त किया गया है। नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न रीजनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ वाटर एंड लैंड मैनेजमेंट, तेजपुर, असम, नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ हाइड्रोलॉजी, रुड़की, उत्तराखंड। इसके अलावा जल इतिहास नामक पोर्टल पर ट्रेडिशनल वाटर हेरिटेज स्ट्रक्चर्स की जानकारी सार्वजनिक रूप से प्रस्तुत की गई एवं जन भागीदारी को भी अत्यधिक प्रोत्साहित किया गया है। इसी कड़ी में एक विशेष पहल की गई है, जल संचय जन भागीदारी, जिसके अंतर्गत गांव का पानी गांव में और घर का पानी घर में इस उद्देश्य की ओर तीव्रता से कार्य हो रहा है। बोरवेल संरचनाओं पर विशेष ध्यान देते हुए आने वाले मॉनसून से पूर्व 10 लाख लो कॉस्ट आर्टिफिशियल रिचार्ज स्ट्रक्चर्स निर्मित करने का लक्ष्य निर्धारित किया गया है, जिसका उद्घाटन 6 सितंबर 2024 को सूरत, गुजरात से किया गया।
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के दूरदर्शी नेतृत्व में 2019 में जल शक्ति मंत्रालय का गठन किया गया। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जल को राष्ट्रीय प्राथमिकता बताते हुए जल संरक्षण को जन आंदोलन में बदलने की अपील की है। उनके मार्गदर्शन में जल शक्ति अभियान, कैच द रेन और जल संचय जन भागीदारी को जन आंदोलन में परिवर्तित करते हुए पूरे देश ने देखा है। अभूतपूर्व कार्यक्रम चलाए गए। इन प्रयासों से भूजल का स्तर बढ़ रहा है, जल संरक्षण को बल मिल रहा है और स्थानीय समुदायों को सामाजिक और आर्थिक लाभ प्राप्त हुए हैं। प्रधानमंत्री जी का सपना है कि भारत एक ऐसा जल समृद्ध राष्ट्र बने जहां जलवायु परिवर्तन के प्रभावों का डटकर सामना किया जाए और जल संरक्षण हर नागरिक का स्वभाव बन जाए। आइए माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के इस विजन को साकार करने में योगदान दें और जल संरक्षण को अपनी जिम्मेदारी बनाएं।
मंत्रालय के इतिहास में पहली बार राष्ट्रीय जल मिशन द्वारा भोपाल में प्रथम अखिल भारतीय राज्य मंत्रियों का सम्मेलन आयोजित किया गया और स्वयं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री महोदय ने इस द्विदिवसीय सम्मेलन को संबोधित कर इसका उद्घाटन किया।
Water security is critical for India to achieve our vision of Viksit Bharat. Water scarcity affects agriculture, industry and our daily lives with the greatest impact on the poor and the vulnerable, women and children. Addressing this crisis requires a multi-pronged approach. Government, businesses and individuals all have to play their part. This is a collective responsibility. We need to be mindful of our water consumption, adopt water-saving practices like rainwater harvesting, and contribute to a sustainable water future.
जल शक्ति अभियान के अंतर्गत लाखों की तादाद में रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर्स बनाए गए, अनेक जल निकायों का पुनर्विकास किया गया, विभिन्न जिलों में जल शक्ति केंद्र स्थापित किए गए, हजारों ट्रेनी प्रोग्राम्स और किसान मेले लगाए गए, वाटर बॉडीज की जियो टैगिंग और जीआईएस मैपिंग की गई और जिला स्तर पर साइंटिफिक डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाटर प्लान भी अपनाए गए। आइए हम भी जल शक्ति अभियान से जुड़े और जल आंदोलन को जन आंदोलन बनाकर जल संकल्प को दृढ़ करें, क्योंकि संरक्षित हो जल तभी बेहतर कल।
पीकू, आज
आज संडे है, शहर घूमने चलें?
चलो पीहू, आज चलते हैं चांद बावड़ी।
चांद बावड़ी? मुझे तो शहर घूमना है, मुझे नहीं जाना इस पुरानी जगह।
अरे पीहू, चांद बावड़ी एक जादुई जगह है, तुम्हें अच्छा लगेगा वहाँ घूमना।
जादुई जगह? वो कैसे?
चांद बावड़ी राजस्थान के दौसा जिले के आभानेरी गांव में स्थित है। राजा चांद ने इस बावड़ी का निर्माण 9वीं शताब्दी में करवाया था। इस स्थान की शुष्क जलवायु का सामना करने के लिए यहाँ के स्थानीय लोगों ने एक ऐसा कुआं बनवाया जो सालों तक जल की आपूर्ति कर सके। भूजल, मिट्टी और क्षारक्षरी चट्टानों द्वारा इस कुएं में पानी की आपूर्ति होती है। बावड़ी के अंदर 3500 सीढ़ियां हैं जो नीचे की ओर कुएं में जल के स्तर से नीचे तक जाती हैं। इन सीढ़ियों के कारण पानी का स्तर चाहे जो भी हो उसे आसानी से भरा जा सकता है। चांद बावड़ी में जमा किया गया पानी वर्षों तक यहाँ के स्थानीय लोगों के उपयोग में आता है।
चलो चलते हैं पीकू, और मैं अपने सभी दोस्तों को चांद बावड़ी चलने के लिए कहूँगी।
वाह वाह, बहुत सही, ये हुई ना बात।
अरे क्या हुआ? किन ख्यालों में डूबी हो रिको?
अरे पीको, तुम सोच रही थी बारिश का मौसम आने वाला है,
प्लीज बी
और उसके आते ही मुसीबतें ही मुसीबतें।
अरे मॉन
Namaskar, Shubh Prabhat. Good morning, distinguished dignitaries, esteemed guests, respected officers, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain 2025 Workshop-cum-Orientation Programme for Central Nodal Officers and Technical Officers on the theme Jal Sanchay, Jan Bhagidari, Jan Jagrukta ki or, being organized. Ladies and gentlemen, our Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Shri Rajbhushan Chaudhary ji is amongst us. We also have the esteemed presence of Shri Ashok K.K. Meena, Secretary, Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India. We also have amongst us Madam Archana Verma, Additional Secretary and Mission Director, National Water Mission. Dr. Sunil Kumar Ambas, Chairman, Central Groundwater Board. Ma'am Rui Kulai, Inspector General of Forest, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Ma'am Swati Meena Nayak, Joint Secretary, Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India. And Shri Praveen Kumar, Commissioner SPR, Department of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India. Thank you, distinguished dignitaries, for joining us today and for gracing the dais. Ladies and gentlemen, in view of the current geopolitical sensitivities, we are observing a protocol of simplicity. वर्तमान भूख राजनीतिक परिस्थिति को ध्यान में रखते हुए हम आज के इस अवसर पर हमारे पारंपरिक स्वागत संस्कार को विराम देंगे.
Can we stand in silence for the parade?
Yes, sir. Request all of us to kindly stand in silence for a minute. For the peace for the departing soul and prayer for peace.
With this, we pray for everyone's peace. Please be seated. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are gathered here not just as officials or representatives, but as dedicated custodians of India's water future. As we all are aware, the National Water Mission under the Ministry of Jal Shakti has been at the forefront of empowering communities across India with the mantra, catch the rain where it falls, when it falls. यह अभियान केवल वर्षा जल संचयन तक सीमित नहीं है, यह है समाज की सहभागिता, वैज्ञानिक सोच और परंपरागत ज्ञान का समावेश। आज की कार्यशाला एक राष्ट्रीय संकल्प है जो जल संरक्षण को जन आंदोलन में बदलने की दिशा में उठाया गया एक ठोस कदम है। This platform brings together policymakers, scientists and field workers ताकि वर्षा जल संचयन को ग्राउंड लेवल पर एक्शन में बदला जा सके under the powerful call, catch the rain where it falls, when it falls. आज की कार्यशाला हमें नीतियों को क्रियान्वयन में बदलने का अवसर देती है। जन भागीदारी से जल सुरक्षा की ओर. So now let's take today's program forward. Today's program is being organized by National Water Mission, Department of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite Shri N. Ashok Babu, Director, National Water Mission, Department of Water Resources, Ganga River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, Ministry of Jal Shakti, for his presentation on role of CNOs.
Dear friends, welcome to all. So, in his Mann Ki Baat speech in June 2019, Honorable Prime Minister has said, catch the rain when it falls, where it falls. Taking that as a sacrosanct call, Jal Shakti Abhiyan was launched in 2019 in water-stressed 256 districts. In 2021, Catch the Rain has been added to this JSA with convergence of funds from MG Narega, Kampa, 15 Finance Commission and other funds. In 2022, it has been extended to all over the country, and for the first time, CNOs and technical officers were dispatched and deployed throughout the country. In 2023, JSA CTR has come up with a special theme called Source Sustainability for Drinking Water in 150 water-stressed districts as identified by Jal Jeevan mission. In 2024, we have had a theme of Nari Shakti se Jal Shakti, focusing on 151 districts as identified by Central Ground Water Board. If you see the progress of JSA CTR for the last 5 years, you can see that 1.7 crore water-related works have been completed. More than 139 crore afforestation works have been taken up. 25 lakh water bodies have been geotagged. Awareness has been created among 4.29 crore youth by means of Nehru Yuva Kendra, self-help groups, school students, and with the collaboration of different ministries, district collectors, and Jila Parishads. 703 Jal Shakti Kendras were also established. 623 water conservation plans have been prepared, and 68,832 works of Amrit Sarovars have been completed. The key focus areas of JSA CTR are water conservation and rainwater harvesting, enumerating and geotagging of all water bodies, district water conservation plans, setting up of JSKs, intensive afforestation, awareness generation. As an annual feature, JSA CTR 2025 campaign has been kick-started at Panchkula on World Water Day, that is March 22nd, in the August presence and jointly by Honorable Minister of Jal Shakti and Honorable Chief Minister of Haryana, with a special theme of Jal Sanchay, Jan Bhagidari, Jan Jagrukta Ki Aur, and in collaboration with MOF and CC, Jal Jangal Jan Ek Prakritik Bandhan Abhiyan, under which the JSA CTR works are going to be taken up in 13 river basins, namely Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas, Satluj, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, Luni, Narmada, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. In other words, except river Ganga and its basin, all other country river basins have been covered. So you know that you are going to be deployed in 148 districts. What is the criteria of these 148 districts? So 102 districts are overexploited districts, 22 districts are critical districts, 1 district each in 6 states, that is 6 districts are semi-critical districts, and 18 districts are safe with declining groundwater. So Jal Sanchay, Jan Bhagidari is also one of the important component of JSA CTR. It was launched on 6th September 2024 at Surat, Gujarat, virtually by our Honorable Prime Minister in the presence of our Honorable Minister of Jal Shakti and Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat. It makes a resolve water conservation as national priority. And what are the important features of Jal Sanchay and Jan Bhagidari, JSJB? So enroping and collaborating the people from different communities, philanthropic people, industries, then local communities, resident welfare associations, to build recharge structures and to build low-cost groundwater recharge structures. By mobilizing the funds, different sources, convergence of funds, philanthropies, then donations from industry, industrial CSRs, and even government funds also, like Mahatma Gandhi Narega, 15th Finance Commission, Campa, MP Lads, Amrut, etc. Under JSJB, the target is to construct 1 million recharge structures by 31st May 2025. We have already reached 11.56 lakh artificial recharge structures, and 2.59 artificial recharge structures are going on at different various phases. And you can reach to this website and you can also verify from this jsactr.mowr.gov.in. Jal Shakti Kendras are a very important part of JSA CTR. So all the districts administrations have been sensitized to set up these JSKs. Out of total 776 districts, 703 districts have set up JSKs. Its main, it works as knowledge dissemination center regarding water conservation and water saving. And during your visit as CNO to the districts, you can visit these JSKs and you can see its functioning and footfall in the JSKs. Geotagging of the water bodies, enumerating of all kinds of artificial recharge structures have also been one of the important feature, and districts have been sensitized about it, and 623 districts have come up with scientific water conservation plans. So during your visit, what is the role of CNO? I would like to draw your kind attention. So during your visit, one is during monsoon and pre-monsoon, second one is post-monsoon. Till 30th November 2025, you can visit 2 times. And during your visit, you can interact with the district magistrate or district collector. And first, you should know the interventions. What are the plannings of interventions of JSA CTR as planned by the district? And in the debriefing session, at the end of your visit, you can debrief them and you can give your opinion. Day 1, it has been elaborately mentioned. During day 1, First, you will meet the district collector, then either district collector or his representative, he will make a presentation regarding water conservation structures, afforestation, rejuvenation. So all these presentations will be shared in WhatsApp group of CNOs. No need to make any notes from this side. All PPTs will be given, and there is a question and answer session also. Elaborately it will be there. If you have any doubt and clarification, then you can ask. So on the first day, you will ask them, they will make the presentation of all these important areas: afforestation, rejuvenation and catchment protection of water bodies, spring shed management and borewell recharge, etc. Then you may have asked about the recharge shafts, borewell recharge, rooftop rainwater harvesting structures, and important programs like Jal, Jungle, Jen, JJM activities. Then you can sensitize them about their annual maintenance week or fortnightly. So 1st May to 15th May it is going on. Then water conservation plan, district water conservation plan also is there. So you have to have a glimpse of it through the district authorities. In day 2 and day 3.
Tell them about JJM and PMKSY, that's important.
Ma'am.
Go back.
Highlight the preparatory action on Jal, Jungle, Jen, an initiative of MOF and CC. As we discussed in 13 river basins, we are going to start this Jal, Jungle, Jen with the collaboration of MOF and CC. You can ask the district collector what kind of activities they are going to start during this year. Then Jal Jeevan mission. Highlight the integration of these efforts with JJM, ensuring water supply sustainability, and PMKSY also. It is about 15 districts, no sir? 15 districts. So specifically it will be given, after me the presenters will make clear what are those 15 districts, PMKSY. Those important schemes also you can ask and you can verify.
JJM is for all.
Yes sir.
JJM is for
PMKSY is for 15 districts, JJM is for all districts.
And JJJ is for 13 river basins.
13 river basins. So day 2 and 3, you will have the field visit and preliminary inspections of all important programs, schemes, JSS, CTR. You can have your own observation, interaction with the different line departments also. Then you can have a test check of JSJB structures, 1 or 2% of total structures. Then review of progress under flagship programs like JJM, JJJ and PMKSY and COMPA funds, how they are being utilized. You can have a sense or feel of direct what is going on in the field. And it all depends upon your proactive approach also. Sometimes the district collector may not give that much time, then you have to have your own proactive approach, and whosoever is available with that resources, you have to go ahead and complete your task. Then please try to visit Jal Shakti Kendras also, how they are functioning, what is the footfall rate there. You please see and observe and note. Then the engagement with the local communities, like you may have interaction with Anganwadi centers, schools, how JSS CTR structures have been carried out, and what activities they are carrying on under this, like self-help groups also, water use associations also. Then whether Disha meetings are taken place or not. All these things you can see. And if you come across with any innovative practice or success stories, you can ask them, or you can also try to document it, any innovative or unique success story of water conservation, recharge, afforestation, or community participation, whatever you feel. Then on day 4, you will have debriefing with the district collector again, whatever you had seen, observed. You can debrief them your observations, Then you can give your feedback to the district authorities. You can sensitize them about action plan and strategic guidance, documentation and reporting protocols. So we are going to share this Google sheet with you. You can fill up after each of your visit. There are many things in question and answer. If you have any doubt, you can ask it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashokji, for presenting the overview, achievements so far, and setting the tone with complete clarity and conviction. Ladies and gentlemen, now I invite Shri Ravi Kalyan Busa, Scientist D, Central Groundwater Board, for his presentation on rainwater storage and recharge structures, including defunct bore wells.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and delegates from different organizations and officers from the Central Groundwater Board, welcome and good morning to you all. I would like to present on rainwater storage and recharge structures, including defunct bore wells. So, in this Jal Shakti Abhiyan program, CGWB has been the backbone, and since 2019, our officers have been participating and guiding and helping the district authorities, and we thank them all. So in this Jal Shakti Abhiyan 2015, we have taken about 148 districts covering 36 states. You can see from the overexploited to safe categories, concentrating more on the Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, and so on. So, and also, as my previous speaker has mentioned, JSJB, Jal Sanchay, Jan Bhagidari, CGWB has been again a great resource for geotagging and uploading these structures through district nodal officers, about 1 million structures, and now their role is to again visit in the fields about 1% random checks for their authenticity. Now the mantra of this rainwater harvesting and Jal Shakti Abhiyan campaign, catch the rain where it falls, when it falls. So this is how it is to be done. Small structures are more feasible, effective, and decentralization will be helpful, and taking the advantage of the existing structures which have already been constructed, and the most important is people participation. Unless people participation, any scheme or project won't be successful. So we have to make it a great movement and a mission movement. So where these kind of structures are to be deployed, the main criteria is wherever the water levels are declining and overexploited categories, especially depth to water level during post-monsoon should be more than 5 meters in urban areas and more than 3 meters in rural areas. So we also have to see where the aquifer, unsaturated or desaturated aquifer is the most important. In the picture you can see, and we also have to see availability of sufficient source water for recharging, because rainfall is the chief source for the recharge. And also we have to decide a type and number of structures. And the methods for rainwater harvesting for both rural and urban areas. So in harvesting, we need to collect the rainwater and we can store it, or we can put into use. Otherwise, we can recharge entire stored water, or we can adopt a combination of both storage and recharge. So there are different methods for this rainwater harvesting. We can collect the water from rooftop, and we can recharge through either a tube well or hand pump, through dug wells, For whenever we recharge through hand pump or tube well, there should be a filter media so that impurities can be arrested. For recharging through open well or dug well and through trenches, filter media may not be required at times. So the most important components are you need to have a rooftop area and to bring down through pipes as a conveyance medium, and storage, either you can store it either surface or subsurface. So we have to make ensure that first spell of rain water should be avoided because it contains contaminants or impurities. In urban areas, polluted or contaminated water to be avoided. This is a typical schematic diagram of artificial recharge in a watershed. If you see the recharge area, the foothills of the highlands, there the slopes are more, and because of that gradient, velocity is high. So in such areas, gully plugs, gabion structures, check dams, these things, continuous contour trench, bench terraces, these structures will be more conducive because of the boulders and sediments. These structures help recharge more water, and in the middle areas where the stream order second and third, and in the recharge area, stream order is first and second, so the high velocity will be there. In the middle area where the slopes are gentle, there we can have check dams, percolation tanks, and recharge pits. These structures more helpful. In the discharge area where the stream order increases and the slopes will be mild, and there you can have recharge structures like percolation tanks, vented dams, and anacates. See, artificial recharge structures in the rural areas, as I mentioned earlier, this contour trench, bench terraces, gabion structures, these things will also help soil erosion, and check dam with a recharge shaft, multi-arc check dams, and bridge cum bandara. These structures are constructed across the stream where gentle slope is there, and these structures are feasible both in hard rock and alluvial formations, and one has to keep in mind for the check dams, height should not be more than 2 meters, and there should be provision. Excess water may be allowed to flow over the wall, and these construction of a series of these structures will harness more water in a regional scale. The another important aspect is that directly recharging to the aquifer through abandoned wells. As we have so many structures which were constructed for irrigation and domestic purposes might have defunct due to either dried up or their yield have reduced. These structures over a period of time, these structures will be very helpful in recharging the directly to the aquifer. And we have to make ensure again non-polluted source water must be allowed, that too through a filter media. If you see on the left side, recharge shafts are more feasible where the shallow aquifers with more than 10-inch diameter, and depth could be 10 to 15 meters. Whereas recharge wells, this will be helpful in recharging deeper aquifers. In the second diagram you can see, and depth may be more than that, 15 meters, and recharge through dug wells. Another CGWB CHQ Faridabad had come up a case study that in our premises we had constructed 3 artificial recharge structures through rooftop rainwater harvesting. So we have calculated the total rainwater which is harvested about 646 cubic meter in a year, and we also have worked out the cost benefit about 4.6 paisa per liter over these 25 years. This recharged about 16,160 cubic meter rainwater. So I would like to encourage all TOs in the field, whatever structures you visit, try to calculate the volume of water that is holding or recharging. And another one important thing is that, as we have seen in the previous lecture, that construction of the low-cost structure, that too especially Surat model, which is very easy and doable, so that here every household, domestic in the areas, the structures can be implemented where drum type of structure will be there. This is going to recharge the phreatic or unsaturated aquifer. So I would like to mention here again, CGWB had come up with two volumes, that is frequently asked questions about rooftop rainwater harvesting. This is a simple and practical methods of artificial recharge for groundwater augmentation. These two publications are bilingual, available in the CGWB website. So I would request all to visit. And the important key takeaways are the artificial recharge structures are site-specific, and it depends upon the local hydrogeological setup. And we have to again make ensure that non-polluted rainwater from the rooftop or other catchments are to be used for the recharge purpose. So in urban areas where congested areas, the artificial recharge may be avoided. And periodical maintenance of these artificial recharge structures are essential for long-term sustenance and sustainability, and we have to make ensure that too before the onset of monsoon, these structures are to be cleaned. So the manual on artificial recharge and the master plan of artificial recharge 2020, these books are available on CGWB website. You can visit them on. Thank you.
Thank you, Raviji, for that technically enriching presentation. Science truly empowers sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, now I invite Ma'am Swati Meena Naik, Joint Secretary, Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, for her presentation on Jal Jeevan Mission, Jal Shakti Abhiyan, Catch the Rain 2025.
I extend my warm greetings and my regards to the dais, and I welcome all the participants as Central Nodal Officers for the briefing for the visit, a very important one. As Ma'am indicated in the previous presentation, that this time when the Central Nodal Officers are going, in addition to what they have been doing in the JSA campaign, a program evaluation and assessment element or component has also been added, and that program is Jal Jeevan Mission. I'll start my presentation briefly explaining to you the broad dimensions of this project. As we all are aware, Jal Jeevan Mission was launched with a vision to provide functional tap connections to rural households. To realize this vision, water supply infrastructure was planned, approved, and sanctioned in the rural areas. And this water supply infrastructure was supposed to fulfill certain objectives. Number one, which we define it as a functionality. Water has to be provided regularly, and what should be the quantity? It should be 55 liters per capita per day. The water should be of BIS 10,500 standards. Schemes have designed as per these standards of treating the water, disinfecting the water, and supplying it. While they create the rural water supply infrastructure, they have to focus on the public institution, primarily on the Anganwadis and the schools. When you go on the visit, you may see that there are standalone schemes specifically designed for Anganwadis and schools there. There was a very important component which spoke about the Jan Bhagidari part. It is not just in the operation and maintenance in form of village water sanitation committees forming a phase of the community participation, but also in the CAPEX phase, their active involvement in overseeing the implementation of the program. Source sustainability, as this entire program captures the idea of conserving water, catching the rain, Therefore, the aquifers on which the sources of piped water supply schemes are based should be sustainable for their design life, which approximately falls beyond 25 years to 30 years. This is an institutional mechanism which was envisaged and which was created to implement Jal Jeevan mission. As you can see at the center, it is National Jal Jeevan Mission, which oversees and issues guidelines, issues directives to the state, and oral guidelines. You may have access to this guideline available on our website, which I'll show you in detail. The funding, monitoring, and the capacity building part. We have state water sanitation missions which are divided into two. One is the Apex Committee, usually headed by the Chief Secretary, and then there is an Executive Committee for Interdepartmental Coordination, which is headed by the Secretary or the Additional Chief Secretary of the department. Then we have a formation in form of District Water Sanitation Mission. I'm sure you must be aware when it was conceptualized in the Swachh Bharat mission. It has added element of overseeing the program implementation, and also you may see that at certain district and division level, which is the PHED division, which generally falls in the territory of the district administration, has also designed, approved and sanctioned certain schemes. Thereafter, as I mentioned, at Gram Panchayat level, VWSE's role, Village Water Sanitation Committees. You may see the guidelines have asked the states to give them a legal status under the Panchayat Act. Maybe on the field, you may see states have not taken such amendment, but the formation has been reported at the village level by the state governments. Then there are implementation support agencies. These are the NGOs, the SHGs, which are there on the field. While you are visiting, you may collect the information about it. But our focus will be on the last part. What we are saying is third-party implementing agencies. Now, these TPIAs are the professional agencies which have been empaneled by the state to do the evaluation, the concurrent evaluation of the scheme implementation in terms of the quality. So they have certain protocols for checking the quality while they are constructing, whether it is testing the pipeline material or testing the concrete blocks. They have defined protocols. You may seek for the TOR of the state and can also request information from the technical department, what sort of test they oversee and how do they do their verification exercise. How the schemes have been approved, just to give an overall picture of it, there is a scheme level sanctioning committee at the state level. 99% of the schemes have got their approval at the state level. They can be very small, isolated and very schemes, very small of financial nature schemes, which could have been done at the district level. These SLSSCs do take report from source finding committees, which technically approves of the supply source for in terms of its quantity for the design life and quality. You may check all this information on the Jal Shakti website, which is there available in public domain. This presentation will be with you. You can use the link to go on the website, get the complete profile of the state, of the scheme you would want to visit, of the panchayat and the village. You will see that the schemes do have tagging with the villages where they are being planned or being executed to provide the water supply services. You will get details about its financial, about its components, about its progress, the households, and so on and so forth. There are also other reports, as you can see, in form of PM2, 3, 4, J1, J5. These reports generally are used by the monitoring level at the state and the center. We use these reports to track their progress. These reports are accessible in public domain. You may also go and check the details of it. Then I would want to delve a little bit upon on the kind of schemes you may find, the types of schemes which we have sanctioned under JJM. There is a single village scheme. This is the most simplest of all, and this is a representation, a very simplified representation of the single village schemes in the village level. It generally has 99% of the times SVS does fall in the in-village. It may be a case the sources may be outside the boundary of the village, but the purpose generally is to have a local source under panchayat administration and monitoring, to intake that water from there, fill up the storage reservoirs, disinfect it. My request is disinfection has to be kindly, whenever you go and see a completed scheme or operationalized scheme, just check where the disinfection is happening. And then the distribution part of it. The last is the grey water management, which is kind of a convergence with Swachh Bharat mission. Then these are a bit complicated, and the schemes which serve larger territory, they are called multi-village schemes. The in-village infrastructure, which is very similar to the SVS, but there is an element of transfer of water from a larger distance, which is generally a surface water source. It has definitely, if it is a surface water, they have a treatment component. Water treatment plant would be there. It may or may not be commissioned while you are on your visit, but can see its complete design, the deployment of HR and the capacity of it. And then there is a master balancing reservoir. There is a big reservoir ahead of a group cluster of villages where they transfer the treated water, and then they transfer to the OHSTs, which is overhead storage tanks in the village. After that, villages have the responsibilities, the gram panchayats, to do the regular supply. Again, the element of disinfection while they are doing the regular supply has to be there. These are the smaller schemes. Yeah, these are very rarely being sanctioned, but yes, of course, in the far-flung areas, difficult areas where piped water supply scheme is techno-commercially not feasible, these sort of schemes based on gravity, the solar-powered, and stand-post to provide community access to clean drinking water has been envisaged. Many states in areas, in tribal forested areas, they have sanctioned these schemes. The idea was to show you in case while you're discussing with the district water sanitation mission, and there is a part which comes, the coverage has not been provided because we could not extend the scheme, then just to make you aware, then these such small schemes have also been allowed in this to provide the coverage for saturation. Now, why we would want Jal Jeevan mission should be assessed in terms of its implementation while the program has not completed. The reason being is, as I said, we would want to assess how districts have planned for saturation. Have they really factored in the the far-flung areas, primarily the vulnerable groups, which should have been provided the access? Are there any gaps in the implementation? Is there any, maybe an example of the quality checks which was supposed to be done by the third-party agencies are not being conducted properly, or a case where they are stating that there are issues in the quality and it's not being corrected? These gaps in implementation and monitoring, if you assess, has to be observed back and given a feedback on. Then there is regarding the functionality of schemes. Now, functionality, as I said, has been defined as a 55 LPCD per capita. Maybe in some cases, since the bigger bulk water supply and a multi-village are ongoing, they may be maintaining it around 25 to 30 LPCD as per the local source. But yet, are they regular in supplying? Are they following the quality norms, which again I say in the village level will be disinfection and testing of it. So the component of testing through the field testing kits which has been provided to self-help groups. So these self-help groups or Pani Samiti, which I'm saying VWSCs, do they have field testing kits? Do they regularly test it or not? Then the public involvement, where if you may find where public is not aware about the scheme, though just to bring it to your information that scheme information boards have been geotagged in the scheme. So most of the states have done work above 80%. So there shouldn't be a case where people are not aware about this scheme which is ongoing and which is under implementation. But if so, please kindly note it and report in your format. To assess the preparedness. There are certain questions, there are very few questions, but you may like to put it in your final conclusion. Do you feel the district or the village once the infra is completed or has been completed, handed over, they are prepared to do O&M for the long run? Have they put in place those mechanisms which will be required? For example, a pump operator, there are questions. But what I'm saying, there will be a questionnaire where there will be question, you have to put yes, no, and your observation. So these are the questions, these sort of questions will be there. What leads ultimate result would be that at a national level, we get a feedback through all of you that what better can be done, what improvement can be there in the implementation. So what will be the structure of assessment? How you will be going through about your visit? One is the interaction with the district. It starts with the interaction with the WSM, District Water Sanitation Mission, headed by collectors as per the guidelines. They would be supported by the technical team, which are the PhD officials. You need to discuss with them the entire district profile. We have given you 4-5 questions on it, which ask them about the regularity of meetings, and very specific question, has there been or have there been any complaints regarding the implementation? It can be in terms of quality, it can be in terms of design, which was presented in Disha meeting. We are underlying it saying Disha meeting headed by Honorable Member of Parliament. In the committee meetings, were anything discussed which has come as a public complaint? And what action was taken? Then based on that, we have given, I'll speak about the selection of scheme in the next slide, but then you visit a scheme after selecting a scheme, and when you are visiting a scheme, it is expected that there is a technical officer of the PhD department which accompanies you, and then we have given you certain very specific question which he has to give a feedback on, and while he is responding to the on-site engineer, he has to show you certain documents. We have not enlisted many documents, it's just 2 and 3. One is hydro testing, another is your quality test which they have done. The primary document will be the DPR and the scheme level sanctioning documents. The DPR, the final DPRs which they got approved in scheme level sanctioning committees. Then is the soft part is the focus group discussion. This can be a loose interaction. We haven't asked for a definite structure of it, but it has to be a discussion just to conceive the perception among people about the O&M about the implementation and the O&M of the scheme. These are the sources which I have spoken about, the IMIS portal, which gives you the basic details. If there is any data discrepancy which comes out in while you are interacting with district officials, then you may just note it down. But IMIS is the source of truth for us. DPR, design drawings. As I said, you may ask any one scheme or more than one, whichever scheme you are visiting, please get a detailed DPR design of that scheme. I would like to apprise you that they are also as-built drawings of the completed schemes. While they lay the pipelines, sometimes it changes from the DPR because of the geography and topography and the actual situation, but you may ask for the as-built drawings which will be required and is a must to be handed over to Gram Panchayat in village infrastructure for maintenance and operations. They will never be able to maintain a PWS if they do not know where the pipelines have been laid. Then, of course, how we collect information is from interactions, DWS and PhD RWS, and rural water supply officials, then VWSEs and beneficiaries, if Asha Anganwadi can be included, because they have been, most of the women trained, most of them are Asha or Anganwadi, so you may take information from them as well. Selection of scheme. So we would prefer if these things, because if you will see some, you can conspicuously see the assets created on the field. So you may choose to go to a scheme which has been handed over to Gram Panchayat. In some states, they have outsourced it to the private vendors. You may see those schemes also. So then you will be able to see the functionality component of the assessment. Schemes which have been declared as Har Ghar Jal. Now what is Har Ghar Jal village? Har Ghar Jal villages are the villages where each and every household when the scheme was planned, has been provided with the connections. There may be few households which would have come up new. Gram Panchayat is supposed to provide them the new connections. But the existing ones, when the scheme was implemented, their connections have been provided, and it has been, Gram Sabha has taken a resolution that now our village is a Har Ghar Jal. We have, and the scheme has been handed over for operations. Physically completed, it may not be a Har Ghar Jal, but the schemes have completed. It's still with the contractor or the department. There can be 90% coverage. Coverage here, I mean FHTC, functional household tap connections, which were planned, 90% or above have been provided. If you choose a MVS, a multi-village scheme, you may like to go to a tail end village just to see the pressure at the tail end. Sometimes those villages are remotest one, and they are actually not being able to get the right adequate quantity of water. If any of the schemes, they don't meet the criteria, you may take with the highest coverage, or as Secretary Sir has also guided us yesterday, that if a CNO, while he's traveling, because this is a saturation scheme, all villages have a sanctioned scheme, you may choose en route villages also to check for the, to assess their implementation. Now this is a checklist which we are providing you. This will be a detailed Google form where we have tried building on the case scenario also. Let's say we have built a question. I'll start with this. Your interaction with DWSM. So you have to first, with DWSM, there are questions, as I said, about Disha meetings, about PM Janpath. So we are asking, the question has been formalized, has there any habitation which has been left under PM Janpath and Juga? As you are aware, Janpath is for the primitive and vulnerable tribal groups, and then Juga is for the tribal areas. So anything you feel, then we are asking the village and the LGD code in a text box. You need to enter that. Regarding source sustainability, here's the convergence with JSA campaign, where you have to ask, are there any sources where they are on the critical blocks, number of them? Do you have any sustainability plans? Yes. Then we have listed of 4 to 5 elements of sustainability plans. If it is there, you may just tick it there. If there's something other element which we could not envisage, then you may just add it in a text box. Then there are questions about what sort of a public complaints you receive at the district level. Just to give you a background, in the Chief Secretary's conference last year, it was a commitment made to the Honorable Prime Minister that every state will have a public grievance redressal system in Jal Jeevan mission. They may have a call-based system, they may have a helpline system, they may have a portal system, but there is a commitment, and it was reported by all the states that they have a grievance redressal mechanism. There are 2-3 questions on it, and certain case scenarios you may tick on them after having a consultation with them. Then there is a scheme inspection. I've spoken about the selection of schemes. Scheme status, we are categorically asking about time and cost overruns. Now this assessment is not a random assessment which we are asking. There is a specific 6-7 scenarios which we have written. You need to take a feedback from, tick them, and just record your feedback which you've got. There is nothing which we are asking you to get into the technical details. Then Gati Shakti mapping, again it is a very simple thing. Just to give you a background on this as well, that PM Gati Shakti, all piped water supply scheme which has been laid, the pipelines have been laid, have been asked to be geo-referenced on the Gati Shakti portal. So many states, we have around 20 lakh at present in at the national level, but you may check with them. They may say they haven't uploaded it. You just put it no. If they say they have uploaded it and what is the percentage, you may just indicate that. The quality aspect. Now here is the only one element where we would want your assessment is the visual aspect inspection, which we have given you certain condition. Do you visually see there is a leakage happening in the pipelines? Do you see there are some quality not being there, the quality of RCC not being proper? So there are very, very few situations which we have mentioned. You have to give a observation in a text box. Then regarding a third-party implementation agency, the questions are very specific. When they check, do they check the MBs? Are they signed there? What are 2-3 reports from them? Then you just tick it, and if they say no, then the reason of it. After the VWSC, this we have kept Again, very specific, is there a VZWSA formed? What are the records? How do they take decisions? What is the schedule of water supply? And so on and so forth. Then it's about the functionality, as I've spoken about it. It's about the regularity, the quality, testing, and so on and so forth. Then operation maintenance, there are very simple questions on it, which is asking who's doing O&M. So you need to ask it and fill in the feedback forms. There is a general observation text box also, if anything which we are missing out and if you feel, then you can add it on your observation. This is about SBM, which I quickly go through. One is about visual cleanliness. You might have done in past as well in some of the surveys. The grey water management assets, do they have it? The soak pits, drainage facilities, are there any SHGs who are involved in the O&M? So very specific questions again. Then the solid waste management. This is for solid waste, they have to collect the garbage, the waste. They have to be the waste management unit there. If it is not there, you may mark it, it's not there. And the SHGs should be involved in doing the O&M of these management units. Then there's the questions about individual latrines and community complexes. Last is about the block level plastic waste management blocks, and there should be having a forward linkage to it. Again, there is a question on it, do they have it? If not, then the reasons to it. Logbook maintenance is being done or not? Because just to throw some light, I think Secretary Sir will delve in greater detail on it. Plastic waste management, they have a block level resource center where the waste is transported, converted into compost, and then it is sold. So there has to be a linkage on the resource center. Just, I think you all are aware, just we wanted to underline those things. Just take reference of the questionnaire. Please, all those questions should be referred to and filled a proper response on it. You may make your assessments, but we have given you a lot of case scenarios. And since it's a complete engineering and technical design, we do not see many case scenarios happening, but there is an option of others also putting in. There are numerical responses where we are expecting, and then there's a descriptive text box. Lengthy and irrelevant responses to be avoided. I'm sure officers of your rank are aware about it. This is a Google form link. This PPT will be, as Ashok mentioned, that will be WhatsApp to you. This is a Google form, just to give you a feel of it, where you put your email and then there are yes, no's, and I think, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for highlighting the lifeline that water is, especially for rural areas, and for detailing all the schemes that are being there. And now I invite Shri Praveen Kumar, Commissioner, SPR, Department of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, for presentation on Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sanchay Yojana, Accelerated Irrigation Benefits Program projects.
Dignitaries on the dais, and all the participants. I welcome you all for this Workshop-cum-Orientation Programme. I welcome you all for this Workshop-cum-Orientation Programme on Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain 2025. So you are all aware that this year program additional responsibility has been given to CNOs, and PMKSY is one of them. So my presentation is about, it's not for basically all the 148 districts. It is limited only for 15 districts. So I will give you a brief of this Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sanchay Yojana and what they exactly to visit in the field for these irrigation projects, and how they will have to report the outcome of their visit for a irrigation project. So first I will talk about the PMKSY. This Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sanchay Yojana, it was launched in 2015-16 with an aim to enhance physical access of water on farm, expand cultivable area under assured irrigation, improve on-farm water use efficiency, and introduce sustainable water conservation practices. In fact, this PMKSY scheme is an umbrella scheme which consists of 4 major components. Out of these 4 major components, 2 components are being implemented by Department of Water Resources under Ministry of Jal Shakti. Other 2 components are being implemented by other ministries. So the very first major important of this PMKSY is the Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program. Under this AIBP program, this major and medium irrigation projects are developed over there. And the main aim is to increase the cultivable area under the irrigation. Second component is the Har Khet Ko Pani. Har Khet Ko Pani, it has further in turn 4 subcomponents. So under this component, various command area works. Once you create the infrastructure through AIBP, their command area is also required to be developed. So some pari passu implementation of those AIBP projects were taken up under that subcomponent. And because major and medium irrigation projects mean you don't have some sites like in the hilly and the northeastern area, so we also provide the provision of the development of the surface minor irrigation schemes. So SMI kind of schemes were taken up under the Har Khet Ko Pani. Apart from that, this water body, they are also very important point for the source of water, for drinking, for irrigation, and for the community purpose. So repair, renovation, restoration of these water bodies in the rural as well as the urban areas were also taken up. And apart from this, the small component was the groundwater development, which was continued up to 2022, but later on it was discontinued. Third component is the watershed development. It is being implemented by the Department of Land Resources. Various watershed conservation programs are being carried out under this component. Fourth one is very important, per drop more crop. This is regarding implementation of the micro irrigation, sprinkler irrigation and the drip irrigation in the country, and this being implemented by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. And this also discontinued in when the PMKSY 2.0 21 to 26, when the scheme was approved, they were having their own another Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. So this is basically implemented, but not under PMKSY, under RKVY. So now I will talk about the PMKSY AIBP, because your affiliation is not for the whole scheme. It's a very 4 component what I have explained earlier. With this visit, with this this program, we want your association assessment of the AIBP project only. So let us understand what are the AIBP program. In fact, AIBP program, it was a flagship program of this ministry since 1996. So, but this was subsumed under the umbrella scheme of PMKSY to give a renewed thrust to complete major and medium projects. There were issues when till 2016 central assistance was being provided, even then projects were get stuck up over there. So we analyzed whatever the bottlenecks over there, and all those bottlenecks were studied, and a new frame, this PMKSY scheme came up over there. That I will explain in the next slides. The main objective of PMKSY AIBP component was to provide financial assistance to major medium irrigation projects which were in advanced stage but held up due to financial constraints at the state level, so as to enable the early realization of the benefit from these projects only. This was the aim of the PMKSY AIBP. So at that time, 99 ongoing major medium projects, and with 7 phases. Out of these projects, some projects were having additional phases. The count was around 106. So these projects were taken up in the country, and rather they were prioritized in consultation with the state governments only, and for their completion in the mission mode. But as I said, AIBP was earlier program was going on since 1996. With this, under PMKSY, a paradigm shift was made in the implementation mechanism of these 99 projects. So one of the bottleneck was a free fund flow. There were some budgetary constraints, some at the central level as well as mainly for the state level. So to address this bottleneck, the fund, long-term irrigation fund was created, and provision was made for the states to avail loan from the NABARD under LTF, for which interest subvention beyond 6% was borne by the government of India. Apart from central share was given, central assistance was given, and this interest subvention beyond 6% was also given by the government of India. Another focus approach what was taken over there, because just to avoid any thin spreading of resources, it was decided that no new projects will be taken up till completion of these projects. So So central stance was firmed up. Apart from this, some technical and procedural support, because these projects were to be taken up in the mission mode. So all technical and procedural support was given over there. All fast track clearances was made by the Central Water Commission whenever they required for their change in the scope of the original DPR. Technology adaptation was made over there. I said, SCADA and other, SCADA and this PDN, pipe network for distributors in the branch canal, and it was just because of the project were earlier stuck up. One of the major issue was the land acquisition. Land acquisition, just to address this issue, this PDN technology was adopted, and even the guidelines how to incorporate in your DPR, that was also issued by the Central Water Commission somewhere in the 2017. Further, a multi-tier technology-driven mounting was done. A dedicated dashboard was created for mounting all these projects over there. And satellite mounting of these projects was also done from time to time. So I will talk about the achievements under PMKSY AVP. Till now, 75 projects have been completed. Target of these 99 projects was around 35 lakh hectare. Out of this 35 lakh hectare, we have achieved 26.35 lakh hectare. And 26.35 lakh hectare is not only from these completed 65 projects. In fact, the remaining 41 projects, they are in the various stage of progress over there. And it is not like a kind of event. Basically, all the potential of that project will be created in a single go. It is a kind of activity. You keep on make the dam structure where the water is to be stored. As long as you keep on developing the canal network, you will start getting the benefit of the irrigation potential. So out of these 65 projects, 31 projects are serving the drought-prone areas, and the irrigation potential created in this drought-prone areas is around 15.94 lakh hectare. So as I said, central grant for these projects, amount of 16,358 crore has so far been given to these projects. Further disbursal of rupees 34,432 crore toward the state share through NABARD, for which interest subvention of rupees 3,000 crore was borne by the Government of India. Another PDN, pipe distribution network was promoted to minimize land acquisition, and as such 50,000 kilometers of pipeline serving 17 lakh hectare command are there through these projects. Other technologies adoption like SCADA for efficient irrigation, satellite burst monitoring, these are the two of the things. Now, these are the PMKSY irrigation projects. Now, it has been decided that GSA CTR 2025, it shall collaborate with the PMKSY, and the PMKSY AIBP projects under the scheme shall also be visited by the GSA CTR teams. So, these districts were identified by the Central Groundwater Board based on the criteria of the groundwater, not as per the surface water projects over there. So when we mapped these 148 districts with the those districts having the command area of these 99 projects, we found only 15 districts where you are having the command area of these projects. And again, these 15 districts are covering 9 PMKSY AB projects, which shall be visited by the GSA CTR teams. In fact, any irrigation project, it may span within a district, or it may have more than 1, 2, 3 districts, depending upon the size of the project over there. So out of these nine projects, 4 projects are completed and 5 projects are ongoing. In fact, out of these 5 projects ongoing, they are also nearly completion. Some things, they have not yet been declared completed. So this is the list basically. What are those 15 districts? How many states are there? These are around 8 states are there, and these are the name of the projects of the 9. So where I have make some of the projects in the red, these are the ongoing projects, and the other 5 are the completed projects. So you can check it out, which teams are to be associated with the PMKSY program. So what is the objective of this exercise? Because these are the projects are very huge over there. Right from the headworks to the farm level. So ultimate aim of this exercise is just to know the functioning of the project and its efficacy as a overall. Now, how we will work out the functioning of the project? Condition of project components, you have to see the headworks. Headworks are functional, properly functional. What is the canals, their distribution system, and the field channels where the water is flowing I mean, you have to see the condition physically over there in the command area. What is the public participation in the project? Is there any public participation in the project? Is there PIMS, what we say? And what is the status of water utilization when they are getting irrigation through this project? And what are the project benefits to farmers, public and industries as per the project component? And overall impact of project on crop yield, farmers' income, as well as their well-being. So, how this exercise will be done over there? You have seen the irrigation system. Basically, it comprises of three parts. One is the where storage is there, water is stored, that we call from there the headwork is there. Canal may be off taking from that storage structure. It may be on the both bank or the single bank through a head regulator. Now the whole command area is there, where the network, the canal system is there. It may be depend on the which order, main canal, then a branch canal offtake from the main canal, then distributary, then minor. Minor are quite near to the farm field. From there you say sub-minors or the field channels. From these field channels, the water exactly is to be given to the individual farms. So teams are required to visit these three components are there. They have to visit the headwork. If it is located in their respective district, there might be chances that headwork may not be there in some of the district. So they have to go for then canal network, which carrying water from the headworks to farm field. Again, it is a very huge network. You have to decide where, wherever you are for the other works over for the groundwater or the JJM, you have to plan where you are exactly in that district, and whether you're in the head reaches or the middle reaches or the tail reaches. Accordingly, you can plan which canal section you have to visit for this project. And this you have to decide in consultation with the project authority in the district. And lastly, you have to go to the farm field where actually this irrigation is being provided through the project. So these are the three locations. So to carry out the project assessment, one questionnaire we have prepared in the form of Google Sheet covering the questions. Ready-made questions are there, and which will regarding we have made it in a 6-point. I will just come to that, sample is over there. So what you are expected, like very first part is the general information. It is only about the team and the district and the date of their visit, and then some information about the project that the project authority will provide to you. Very basic information about the project. And then comes the real mounting, the C, D, E, and E part. First is the headwork. You have to see the headwork. And the questionnaire you will see, I will just show in the next slide. These are very simple thing over there. Functioning of the headwork, water is available or not there, what is the quantum of water available as per the design DPR at that time. And when the water flows to the canal, what is the condition of the canal? Mainly condition of the canal, whether the water is flowing to the full supply level or not. It all depends in which season you are going. Pre-monsoon, it may not be a good amount of water you will see in the canal. Post-monsoon value you will see the good amount of water in these canals. So is there any damage to the canal? Is there any weed? Is there any siltation is over there which is affecting this flow in the canal? Because whatever the store you have designed, if it is not flowing freely, then definitely the irrigation at the farm field will suffer, either in the tail reaches or anywhere in that hierarchy. So you have to go the information, condition, functioning of the headworks, canal, farm field, and overall observation. Your observation is very important over here, because we are not going for making any engineering kind of assessment over there. Engineering parameter as a whole in that area, the canal condition and actual irrigation to the farmers. So you have to cover, you have to make the discussions with the stakeholders, project authority, water utilization if exists for that project, farmers, and your observation on the project components. So this is a questionnaire, very simple questions, yes or no, most of the information, but for your assessment is there. This Google link we will provide. I have not kept it over there in the presentation. Here the headworks are there. What kind of things? Type of headwork you have to witness how the water is being stored over there. When it was completed, its general condition. You have to see in that form, and how many hydroelectric, just to know how many branch canal, whether the main canal is on the right bank as well as the left bank, and what is the condition of these head regulators. Water is passing through that canal to the full supply. And the canal network, because you have to divide the canal network. if you may see the multiple sections, so you have to fill again and again for this deep part over there. So wherever your canal wasted,
Can you hurry up? We have to wind up.
yeah, almost completed. So you have to make it the location of canal, village, taluka. You have to make it sure that in the project you are the head reaches, middle reach or tail reach of the canal, because we have to see the water is reaching to the tail or not. And that canal section where the line, unlined pipe, is there any condition, seepage, erosion, damage, sediment, accumulation, aquatic weed, further if you find anything of this canal, you have to report it over there. And as a whole general condition of that canal where you are wasting, irrigation coverage, this you can ask from the project authority, ki what is the design command area of this canal and how much irrigation is being carried out over there. Let them report this figure. Then you have to go to the assessment of the farm field. Wherever you go, that village taluka you have to report, and wherever section you are there, you have to record it the whole hierarchy. I mean, wherever at whatever location you are in, that will be around say minor or some minor, you have to record what was the minor, distributory, branch and main canal, so that you can understand from where the water is basically to this particular farm field is reaching over there, functioning of that particular network. Where again you are in the head, middle or tail reach of the network, what type of crops are being grown over there. So that kind of, I mean, 2 more pages. I have not kept all the Google form over here. This was only a snapshot of this Google form. Thank you.
We need more time for discussion, so please request everybody to be brief.
Thank you, Praveenji, for highlighting how irrigation-focused schemes are ensuring agriculture resilience to ensure water equity. Now I invite Madam Rui Kulai, Inspector General of Forest, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, for her presentation on Jal Jangal Jan, Ek Prakritik Bandhan Abhiyan.
At the outset, I extend my respect to the Honorable Minister of State, Sri Raj Bhushan Chaudhary, Ministry of Jal Shakti, the Secretary of Department of Drinking Water, Ashok Meena sir, Additional Secretary Archana Verma Madam, the Joint Secretaries and the Commissioner Waters, all the dignitaries sitting here, and I wish a very good afternoon to all the assembled officials who have come here to be briefed about the Jal Jangal Jan Ek Prakriti Bandhan Abhiyan. My presentation, I'm representing the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and I'm happy to say that one of our joint secretaries is also here, and our Deputy Inspector General of Forest, Sri Kamaljit, is also here. So our ministry is into long-term solutions. Our focus is slightly different. We are not into laying of pipes or, making of STPs, all those kind of things. So for all the CNOs and the officers gathered here, I think you'd like to appreciate that we need to have a little background on what we are expected to see when we go to the district. So basically what the collaboration between the Ministry of Jal Shakti and the Ministry of Environment Forest is that Ministry of Environment and Forest has developed detailed project reports for 13 major Indian rivers, which are running through 26 states and UTs of the country. And these are all forestry interventions. Forestry intervention means it will majorly consist of plantation activities. Then it will have some soil and moisture conservation activities where you will have some engineering structures which will be constructed across the slopes for, slowing the land degradation or siltation or landslides, etc. So that is the basic idea behind it. And every effort which is going to be taken up under these DPRs is going to supplement the basic idea behind water conservation and water sustainability, recharging of aquifers, but it will take some time. And these DPRs are for 5 years, which can be extended to the, the next, as we do in some major projects. So these are going to be long-term projects. So let me just show you some slides. ये कहाँ point करता है? Excuse me? How do we point this? Front. Green. Ah. Okay. So as I have already told you, these are the 13 Indian rivers, Himalayan rivers, peninsular rivers, and one inland drained river, which is the Luni River in Rajasthan. And these are the rivers and states associated. Jal Shakti Abhiyan is for all over the country, 26 states, 28 states and 8 UTs, but this work of the forest plantation activity which we are speaking about, it will cover these states. Then rivers are important, all of us know it, and I will not go through all of them. You need it for drinking water, you need it to regulate the hydrology, and you need sustainable development, and everything human civilization is based on the availability of water and rivers. And one slide is there on why river rejuvenation is essential. Because rivers over the course of time and in this modern age, they get polluted, they get depleted, and human beings encroach on it, and this can have very serious effects on our citizens of the country. We ourselves suffer from so much of encroachment into it, polluting it with all our man-made materials and our sewage, etc. And the impact is polluted water, it comes to reduced flow, all these are halting all our development activities, making all our states or some states which are heavily affected and regions into inhabitable areas. And as far as this intervention from the Ministry of Environment is concerned, for these 26 states, the focus of implementation in the districts will be on 3 landscapes. One is the natural landscape, other is the agricultural landscape, and the third will be the urban landscape. So natural landscape, we mean those forest areas which are not habituated and which are managed by the forest departments in the states, agricultural landscape where farming is going on, and urban landscapes, urban areas near human habitations. And why forestry interventions? Very basic. Forests absorb rainfall. We are catching the rain. Forestry interventions slow the runoff of rainwater. It regulates the hydrological cycle. It reduces soil erosion. It improves water infiltration rate. It recharges the aquifers. Then it acts as a biological filter and bioremediation. So by bioremediation, we mean the natural process by which rivers and any flowing water purifies itself through natural processes with the help of bioorganisms, maybe microbes, viruses or even the seaweeds and the algae. So all these are very, very strong reasons why our rivers should be rejuvenated, and mainly through forestry interventions. So this is how the prioritized areas were made through remote sensing and GIS. We will not go into this. And these are the rivers. What is envisaged here is we will be treating at least 14,633.44 hectares of river basin area for treatment through forestry interventions and others. And suggested site-specific forestry interventions are, we will be creating plantations, forestry measures, soil and moisture conservation. Then in the farmlands, agroforestry will be taken up, high-density plantation of commercial species, further plantation, fruit trees. Then in the urban areas, there may be riverfront development towards the end of the project, last phases, eco-parks development, industrial and educational estate plantations, and avenue plantations. So these are the salient features for the areas identified for treatment. Everything will be on the ridge to valley approach. Work will start from the higher ridges towards the valley, so that the earlier works will be consolidated there, and it will begin to help in stabilizing the slopes and catching the rain. So all these are very theoretical. We will not go into this now. And the proposed mechanism is, this is the administrative structure in which we will be moving ahead, and the implementation level will be in the district with the DFOs, which if the CNOs happen to go to these 26 states and UTs, I think an interaction with the DFOs, divisional forest officers, through the district administration will be very useful, and some report can be generated from that interaction. And these are the benefits which we will be getting from rejuvenating our rivers through forestry measures. We will have increase in forest cover, which is good for the country and good for the citizens. Carbon dioxide sequestration, which will alleviate our pollution levels. Groundwater recharge, sedimentation reduction, and even economic benefits will be there. Generation of employment, non-timber forests and other forest producers will be increased production. And the way forward hinges a lot on convergence. Right now we are partnering with Ministry of Jal Shakti. Going forward, we will have to intensify our partnership with other ministries also. And the whole project, actually it's a very high cost project, 19,000 crores approximately, for which lots of fund generation or partnering for funding of these measures will be required. And for this, one of the measures way forward we have written is third-party monitoring and evaluation. So this assembly would be one of the very convenient method by which we will be assessing what has been happening in the field. And this will be the result and the future of reservoir rejuvenation. We will have improved water quality and river ecology. We will be working in tandem with other ministries, and we will have sustainability in our river basin management, and we will aim for continuous ecological river flow across India. So in conclusion, I will just say that when officials, CNOs and technical officers go to the states, kindly interact with the DFOs, and till now, we have not provided a format for survey, questionnaire, detailed sort of thing, which has been done by other departments. But a basic structure will be made, and that will be conveyed to National Water Mission, which will come in handy for you, so that you have a kind of structured format for reporting, which will not be highly, very detailed. But since the project is just beginning, and out of 26 states, only 10 states have started reporting, we have done this, we have done that. And main focus will be on how much area have you covered in this river basin, or how many seedlings have been actually planted since the DPRs have been, initiated. So those kind of things we will be providing. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ruiji, for highlighting and reinforcing the interconnectedness of water, forest and communities, the trinity that holds the key to ecological balance. जल, जंगल और जन का यह प्राकृतिक बंधन आज के युग में और भी महत्वपूर्ण है. And now I request Dr. Sunil Kumar Ambas, Chairman CGWB, to speak a few words, please.
नमस्कार. मंच पर उपस्थित माननीय जल शक्ति राज्य मंत्री श्री राजभूषण चौधरी जी, अन्य सभी सम्माननीय अतिथिगण, नोडल सेंट्रल नोडल ऑफिसर्स एंड टेक्निकल ऑफिसर्स, मैं सबसे पहले केंद्रीय भूजल बोर्ड की तरफ से आप सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं और अभिनंदन करता हूं. The success of any abhiyan, it all depends on the technical know-how, awareness, implementation, and the coordination and convergence. All these 5 components, how effectively and efficiently we utilize the information which is available to us. CGWB has been extending all the support which is technically tested, verified to the concerned organization, so that the program should be successful. My colleague has already presented various recharge structures, which structure is suitable under what conditions, and which kind of land use, whether it is urban or rural, it's a hilly area or the plain area, it's a grey water or the fresh water, low cost, high cost. All I want to highlight here the 2 points. Number one is whenever we are using the fresh water for recharge, we can go for the direct recharge to the aquifer. But if there is any doubt about the water quality, especially if there is any possibility of the contaminants in that water which is going to be recharged, we have to take it through maybe some kind of natural system or even the artificial filtering system. And in fact, they should be through the natural, maybe collected in the depressions, and then maybe a natural filtering system should allow that water to get maybe more purified and then maybe recharged in the shallow aquifers. So the water quality is very, very important when you are recharging. And secondly, as far as technical information is concerned, that cost is very, very important. We have seen that the structures which are locally available and which can be constructed through the local materials, also maybe the individual approach or community approach, that also we should see that how we can utilize the kind of structures that are recommended for this situation. So these are the 2 highlights which I would like to reiterate here. And finally, I would like to extend my commitment on behalf of the Central Groundwater Board that we continue to extend our technical knowledge to the implementing body. And we have been hearing a lot of success stories from different districts. Yesterday I got a good information from the Rajnandgaon district, a very good mass awareness campaign, and the success of the defunct borewell which have been utilized for the recharge and revived. I think there are several such, but we need to replicate all these technically tested structures so that we can sustain our groundwater resources and ultimately meet our objectives. I once again reiterate our commitment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sunil Ji, for emphasizing the collective resolve needed to ensure water security. And ladies and gentlemen, now I invite Shri Ashok K.K. Meena Ji, Secretary, Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, for his special address.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, I would like to thank Shri Rajbhushan Chaudhary Ji, Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Jal Shakti, for gracing this workshop. I think the presentations have been quite heavy, and the atmosphere also seems to have become heavier. And lunchtime is also around the corner, so I'll keep my address very, very small and brief. Dear friends, why the CNOs are being sent this time, in addition to the normal work of JSA, Jal Shakti Abhiyan, that you are supposed to be doing, and additional responsibility is being cast upon you. It is basically to find out what exactly is happening in the schemes which are closely related to the water. Drinking water in case of Jal Jeevan mission, grey water management, that is used water coming out of the houses in case of the Swachh Bharat mission, Jal Jangal Jan Abhiyan for greening of our rivers and reducing the river pollution. Similarly, the rainwater storage and recharge structures, how are they functioning? So all of these things are connected because they are related to water, and central government is making extra efforts, where the implementation agency is the state government. Now, if a state government is implementing and they are reporting that good progress has been made, so we would like to get an independent feedback from the representatives of central government going to the field and giving us a feedback as to what exactly is happening. So, dear friends, your reports would be treated as a kind of mirror by us. Pre-monsoon, we would expect you will give some status. Post-monsoon, again, there would be some status. We probably will be interacting with you after pre-monsoon reports come to us in terms of asking you to show the progress that has been made from pre-monsoon to the post-monsoon session. Two most important things which you should be doing, as Ashok Babu mentioned in his original first presentation. The first engagement is with the district administration itself. So for all schemes, Jal Jeevan Mission or Jal Shakti Abhiyan, who is the most important stakeholder for the CNOs? It is the district administration headed by the collector. So in shape of the district water sanitation mission, there is a institutional architecture provided for Jal Jeevan Mission and Swachh Bharat Mission. Similarly, the collector is the one who is driving the Jal Shakti Abhiyan, recharge structures and everything. So his view on that. And also plantation activities in coordination with the DFO, of course. So first engagement you must do is with the collector and find out how district water and sanitation missions are functioning. The second aspect is going to the field and doing the inspection. So while doing the inspection, we would expect that you interact with as many people as possible. Find out from the local villagers as to how these schemes are getting implemented. Most important would be water user associations, village water and sanitation committees which have been formed for Jal Jeevan Mission and Swachh Bharat Mission, and generally the Gram Panchayats. So the Gram Panchayats become extremely crucial because they are the ones who are getting funds from the central schemes in shape of the 15th Finance Commission, Narega implementation. So Gram Panchayat functionaries, once they are aware that Jal Shakti Abhiyan starting from the rain and catching it where it falls is very important, and what are the different kind of activities they can do. So second stop for you should be interacting with the villagers, local people, Gram Panchayat representatives, village water sanitation committees, water user associations. Dear friends, but let us not forget this, the entire exercise is being done for Jal Shakti Abhiyan, catch the rain. So therefore, I would suggest that all of you must start your entire discussion with how the rain is being measured, rainfall is being measured in the district, where it is falling, whether the measurement is happening at the level of Gram Panchayats or at the level of blocks or at the level of district. What is the quantum of rainfall that happens in the district that you are visiting, and how the district administration is aware about the quantum of water that their jurisdiction is receiving and what steps they are taking. My chairman CGWB clearly mentioned that as far as recharge structures are concerned and all other measures are concerned, you should be very, very particular about ensuring that contaminated water is not allowed to go into the deeper shallow aquifers. Otherwise, aquifers will also get polluted. Above all, I urge you to listen. Behind every data point, there is a lived experience of a mother waiting for clean water, of a child walking for sanitation, of a farmer praying for rainfall. Your reports, recommendations, and observations will influence our policy making going forward. So I thank you once again for taking up this responsibility with seriousness and purpose. We look forward to your feedback from the field. Please don't get daunted with the amount of presentations which have been made and the questionnaires which have been given. These questions are very simple, yes, no, and some numbers is all that would be required. Please keep your focus to interact with as many people as possible. Together, let's ensure that the last mile is not the last priority, but the first one. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Ashokji, for highlighting and sharing your experience and wisdom, and for your continued commitment to water stewardship. Ladies and gentlemen, now we open the floor for a brief Q&A session. I request all of you to keep your questions brief and focused.
Any questions? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it working?
Yes, ma'am.
So just 4-5 questions we will allow, because I know all of you are waiting for lunch. इतना भी मत दिखाओ कि सब आता है. कुछ questions किसी को नहीं? Anis, बोलो.
I see a lot of familiar.
मतलब many of you are familiar. New कितने हैं? हाथ उठाइए. क्या? हाँ, अब ठीक है. New? आप लोगों को सब समझ में आ गया? अच्छा, good. बहुत इंटेलिजेंट क्राउड है.
Silence is ignorance or silence is knowledge? I don't know.
Silence is hunger. तो अगर कुछ नहीं है तो बस हमको 1-2 चीज़ बता देना है कि इसको प्लीज़ सीरियसली लीजिए. ये एकदम टॉप से आदेश है. Many people have not stated it bluntly. मैं बहुत blunt हूँ. This is directions from PMO that JJM and PMKSY schemes जो है उसको देखना ही देखना है. So that is why all of you have to go to the field, and आप JSA को तो प्रायोरिटी दीजिए, बट ये दोनों को देना ही देना है. एंड रुई का जो है उसमें आप लोग को हम लोग सिंपल देंगे बिकॉज इट्स जस्ट बिगन. तो ये गूगल फॉर्म्स इसलिए दिया गया है, बहुत ही ईजी है. आपको येस नो करना है, डोंट गेट डॉन्टेड. लेकिन जैसे कि बहुत लोग रिपोर्ट्स नहीं दिए हैं लास्ट टाइम, वो नहीं होना होगा बिकॉज दिस टाइम वी हैव टू रिपोर्ट टू PMO. सो प्लीज़ कीप दैट इन माइंड कि PMO को हम लोग रिपोर्ट करने जा रहे हैं, एंड आपका फीडबैक सीधे PMO को भेजना है हमें ऑन JJM, ऑन PMKSY. तो वो तो आपको देखना ही है, एंड दे हैव ऑलरेडी गाइडेड यू. सेकेंड इज़ गूगल फॉर्म्स है. इस बार हम लोगों ने भी गूगल फॉर्म किया है. सिंपलर है वो, इंस्टेड ऑफ चेकलिस्ट जो पहले हम लोग का था. देन एनुअल मेंटेनेंस फोर्टनाइट इज़ समथिंग विच इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो आई वुड अर्ज कि आप लोग प्लीज़ जल्दी से जल्दी जाएं, बिकॉज फर्स्ट तो वीक था, 1st to 7th वो हुआ नहीं. तो अब हम लोग 15 तक किए हैं, बट वी आर एक्सटेंडिंग इट टू मंथ. वहाँ जाके आज मैंने व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में पोस्ट किया है, कम से कम रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग सिस्टम्स वो कर रहे हैं कि नहीं. कुछ तो हम लोग गूगल फॉर्म में दिए हैं जिसका आप लोग प्लीज़ गिव अस अ रिपोर्ट. देन जो एक डेस्क रिव्यू जो सबको बोल रहा है, सबका एक कॉमन डेस्क रिव्यू कर लें कि वेदर डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्लानिंग के साथ कुछ है कि नहीं, जियो टैगिंग किए हैं कि नहीं, डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्लान के बारे में कुछ सोचे हैं कि एडहॉक जिसको जो मन कर रहा है. वो एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाटर कंजर्वेशन प्लान है, उसमें MPs का कहना है कि आपका प्लान तो है लेकिन हम लोग को कुछ पता नहीं है. और आप लोग उसको इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहे हैं कि नहीं। तो वो 5 ईयर जो प्लान हम लोग बनाने दिए हैं उसका कुछ हो रहा है कि नहीं डिस्ट्रिक्ट में, काइंडली उसको एक बार डेस्क रिव्यू जब आप JJM कर रहे हो, जल जंगल जन कर रहे हो, PMKSY कर रहे हो, तो उसमें वो डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाटर कंजर्वेशन प्लान, उसमें स्पेशली जल संचय जन भागीदारी और उसमें स्पेशली मेंटेनेंस, ये 3-4 चीज़ देखना है डेस्क लेवल पे। अगर DMs बहुत बिजी हैं तो बहुत ज़्यादा जगह पे CO होता है या डिस्ट्रिक्ट जो एक प्लानिंग ऑफिसर होता है उनके साथ बैठ जाएं। इस बार DFO के साथ ज़रूर बैठें। आस्क योर DMs टू कॉल यू। कोई भी DM तकलीफ़ दे तो हमें व्हाट्सएप करें, वी विल गेट इट सॉर्टेड। जल शक्ति केंद्र इज़ अनदर थिंग जो कहीं पे बहुत अच्छा हुआ है और कहीं पे बस नाम का है, तो उसको थोड़ा Jal Shakti Kendra is going to be a game changer, and you all are agents for, pushing for Jal Shakti Kendra, despite the fact that we are not giving funds. Already because of CNOs, we have got a lot of visibility, and your work, you may not be knowing, but it has led to a lot of improvement in the system because of your feedbacks. But last time तक हम लोग इतना strict नहीं थे, अगर आप एक ही रिपोर्ट देते हैं या 2 रिपोर्ट देते हैं तो हम छोड़ दे रहे थे. But since इस बार PMO is monitoring, तो please don't ask for exemptions, don't give excuses, please go. 4 दिन मतलब जाने में कोई नहीं है. आप चाहें तो उसको 3 days में कर लें, that we are not insisting. But जितने सारे schemes हैं, I feel 3 days तो इस बार needed है. और दूसरा है कि आप दिशा, एक ही complaint आया about Jal Shakti Abhiyan in the parliament was that MPs, local representatives, MLAs are not informed about JSA CTR क्या है, किसी को पता ही नहीं है. मैं MD हूँ JSA की, बार बार सब बोलते हैं कि JJM, कोई बोलता है नमामि गंगे, तो कम से कम ये पता ही नहीं है MPs को, MLAs को, हमारे पंचायत मेंबर्स को कि है क्या हम लोग. तो since you are our agents, at least you should ensure, because see, your role is also nudging. It's not that it's monitoring, it's also nudging. Whatever priority you will choose will become the district priority, because you have the sanction of the central government. और तो ज़रूर दिशा में मीटिंग कराएं, बीट JJM, अटल भूजल, ये PMKSY, बोलो सबको कि दिशा में लाके MPs को, MLAs को, पंचायत को, जो भी दिशा के मेंबर्स हैं उनको अवगत कराएगा. और प्लीज़ मुझे नेक्स्ट टाइम नहीं सुनना कि मैं MD JJM हूँ. मैंने जब भी मैं कहीं भी जाती हूँ कि अच्छा मैम आप पानी नहीं दे रही हैं, आपके टैप से पानी नहीं आ रहा, तो हम कैच द रेन है. तो ये आप लोग की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि इस टाइम जब मैं डिस्ट्रिक्ट में जाऊँ, स्पेशली 148, तो कोई ना बोले कि आपका जो है नल से पानी नहीं आ रहा है. सब हम मुझे कैच द रेन के नाम से जाने. चलिए, थैंक यू.
Thank you, Rashmi ma'am, for highlighting the main cases. Ladies and gentlemen, now the moment that we all have been waiting for. अब मैं सभा को संबोधित करने के लिए आमंत्रित करती हूँ हमारे माननीय मुख्य अतिथि, माननीय राज्य मंत्री जल शक्ति मंत्रालय श्री राजभूषण चौधरी जी को, जो जल संरक्षण की सोच को जन अभियान में बदलने के लिए निरंतर प्रयासरत हैं. माननीय राज्य मंत्री जी.
Today's workshop-cum-Orientation Programme for Central Nodal Officer and Technical Officer for Jal Shakti Abhiyan, Catch the Rain 2025. On the dais, Sri Ashok K.K. Meena, Secretary Drinking Water and Sanitation, Jal Shakti Mantralaya, Madam Archana Verma, Additional Secretary, Madam Swati Meena Nayak, Joint Secretary JJM, श्री सुनील कुमार अम्बास्टर साहब, चेयरमैन सेंट्रल ग्राउंड वाटर बोर्ड, श्री प्रवीण कुमार, कमिश्नर SPR CWC, मैडम VL रॉबी कुल्लाई, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Changes, and of the dais present officers, dignitaries, all distinguished participants, आप सबको नमस्कार. It is with a great humility and deep sense of responsibility that I stand before you today. You are not just the administrator of this mission, you are its heart and hands, its voice and vision. This platform is more than a workshop. It is a collective pause to reflect, to recommit, to rekindle the value that guide our nation's water journey. In India, water is not just a resource, it is a sacred legacy. And that's why the Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain is not merely a scheme. It is a renewed covenant between people and the nature. It is a call to shift from awareness to action, from policy to participation, and from Sarkar to Jan Bhagidari. That is true people's ownership. We are not here just to repair pipes and build a structure. We are here to restore a broken relationship between humanity and water. That is a relationship our ancestors understood deeply and practiced daily. Across the nation, we are seeing remarkable stories. Villagers rejuvenating ancient tanks, school children digging rain pits, women forming grassroots water use groups. These are not just acts of conservation, they are acts of courage, leadership, and shared vision. And they remind us that solutions don't lie in a big plan. They lie in a small action, born out of local wisdom. This brings me to India's most exemplary traditional water system, that is Ahar and Pine system of Bihar. From century, these ingenious network of channel, that is pines, and catchment ponds, that is ahars, capture rainwater and managed irrigation through community-led designs. They are cost-effective, sustainable, and inclusive. And most importantly, they respected the natural flow of water. Today, as we build new infrastructure, let us not forget to learn from these age-old systems, for they hold the key to a resilient and climate-smart future. Our theme for this year, Jal Sanchay Jan Bhagidari, Jan Jagrukta Ki Or, is more than a slogan. It is a call for more aware, more empowered India. This is not just about rainwater harvesting structure. It is about building pride and participation in every household, schools, panchayat. We must build not just a tank, but trust, not just check dams, but community champions. We want water warrior in every corner of the community. Students who understand the value of drops, farmers who use water wisely, and officials who lead the empathy and conviction, because when people understand water, they protect it naturally. Through this year campaign, we also adopting holistic and ecological approach under our partnership with the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Changes. We are implementing Jal Jangal Jan, एक प्राकृतिक अभियान where catchment area treatment, forest spring rejuvenation, and river basin management are coming together across 13 major river basin. States are aligning efforts through their forest, water resources, rural development, and Panchayati Raj department, bringing true coordination to the grassroots. To all our central nodal officer and technical officer, you are the first responders and first ambassador of this movement. Your presence in district, your guidance to local team, your ability to motivate actions, these will shape the success of this campaign. Your leadership is not measured in files and reports, It is reflected in lives impacted, springs revived, and hope restored. Let us not underestimate the power of small, persistent effort. A single drop may appear tiny, but many drops make a river, and river shape nation. So today I invite you to carry this mission not just as a duty, but as a personal calling. Let us work with farmers and factory owners, school principals, temple trust, Gram Sabha, and urban local bodies. Let us bring Jal Shakti not only into our pipelines, but into the consciousness of our people. Because the real watershed begin not in geography, but in human mind. Let us work together, and water this together for a future where every village is green, every town is clean, and every citizen is water-wise. जल है तो जीवन है, जल है तो कल है. जय हिंद, जय भारत, भारत माता की जय.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your very inspiring vision with all of us. Your leadership continues to guide Bharat Mata's march towards a water-secured future. Ladies and gentlemen, now I request Shri S.M. Dikshit, Advisor Tech, National Water Mission, to propose a vote of thanks.
Namaskar. On behalf of the National Water Mission, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone present here today for the Workshop-cum-Orientation Programme, for Central Nodal Officers and the Technical Officers. Your presence is a reflection of our shared dedication to the vital cause of water conservation under the Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain 2025 campaign. We are deeply grateful to the Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Shri Raj Bhushan Sir. Sir, your motivating words and the presence today have reinforced our commitment to advancing the water conservation efforts across the country. We are grateful to Shri Ashok K. Minaji, Sir, Secretary Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, for his presence and the consistent guidance and valuable support in shaping this initiative. A special and the heartfelt thanks to our Additional Secretary and Mission Director, Ms. Archana Verma ji, for her visionary leadership and relentless dedication and the steadfast commitment to the mission's goal. Her guidance continued to drive the momentum for our collective efforts. We are also thankful to Dr. Sunil Kumar Ambasji, Chairman, Central Groundwater Board, for his gracious presence and valued participation for today's workshop. We are also thankful for our esteemed speakers for their insightful presentation and sharing the valuable experience. Ms. Swati Meena Nayak ma'am, Joint Secretary, Ms. V.L. Rui Kullai ma'am, and Shri Praveen Kumar Commissioner, SPR, my colleague Shri N. Ashok Babuji, and Ravi Kalyan Busaji. Your contribution have enriched the discussion and will significantly shape our present and the future intervention. Our sincere appreciation goes to all the Central Nodal Officers and the Technical Officers for your enthusiastic participation through the physical as well as through the virtual mode. Your dedication on the ground is critical to the success of this Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain 2025, and we are looking forward to seeing the tangible impacts across the nation. If I have unknowingly missed acknowledging anyone, please accept my heartfelt thanks. Every contribution is deeply appreciated. Ma'am, कर दिया उसने सबको करवा दिया. Finally, I warm thanks to the organizing team and the support staff for their hard work and the dedication in ensuring the smooth and successful conduct of this program. Thank you all. Let us continue to work together towards a water secure India. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
चला गया.
Thank you. Thank you, Dikshit ji, for acknowledging the collective spirit and contribution of everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, lunch is served at first floor. Thank you, everyone. Let the movement to catch the rain where it falls, when it falls, grow stronger with each one of us. Thank you once again. And please join us for lunch on the first floor. Thank you. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
जलम जल स्थान जलम जल स्थान गतिम सर्वथा एवं रक्षणीयम जंतूनां सुख जीवनम हेतु जलस्य रक्षणम नूनम भवतु। जल ईश्वर स्वरूप है, सौम्य, शालीन, जीवनदायक। प्रकृति का दिया ये जल रूपी वरदान पृथ्वीवासियों के लिए सिर्फ एक विरासत नहीं बल्कि एक जिम्मेदारी है जिसे आने वाली पीढ़ी के लिए संभालना